I think get involved. It's a fantastic day out. It's for a great cause.
Yes, they can come along, watch some carts go down the hill, or hopefully get involved and do it themselves. It's a brilliant day out. But the organisation around it is incredible, because I know from, 12 months before the event of the day and afterwards, turning up the next day to help clear up, there's so much work that you guys have to put in. It's not a case of put some bales down and watch things go up and down the hill. So there's a lot of work goes into it, which makes it brilliant.
Hello, my name is Nicole and welcome to this week's episode of The Big Chat. And this is very exciting because this Big Chat has got a little bit of a spin on it. It's actually a TW Soapbox Stars Big Chat. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, does it? As all of you know, we brought the soapbox to the town a few years ago, and we haven't been able to put it on for a couple of years due to the pandemic, and we're bringing it back June this year to Dunollen Park. We will be racing carts down the track, not into the lake, hopefully, but we're going to be bringing businesses, and this year for the first time ever, schools to the park that we love so much in Tunbridge Wells. So I'm going to be doing some of these either every other week or every few weeks. We're going to be talking to some of our really exciting soapbox partners, racers, everyone involved. And obviously we had a chat with Gary Jeffrey previously, and he came up with the idea for the soapbox, and then crazy old me continued to do it. But I really wanted to talk to, well, who do you talk to for a soapbox race other than literally the team that not only won the first ever soapbox race, but actually won the second as well. And I've got Rich and Matt here from MUCKAS, who are the reigning soapbox of Tunbridge Wells champion extraordinaires.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Whoop, whoop.
Was that long enough? Can I breathe now?
Yeah, go on.
Hello, guys.
Hello. Lovely intro, thank you.
You're very welcome. I mean, so for people in Tunbridge Wells that don't know your gorgeous faces, you do have other businesses other than just racing cars. So do let them know what you both do, because we are all about business here at the Big Chat.
Shoot, Rick.
So, in our part-time, other than racing cars and bikes and anything with 2 or 4 wheels, part-time I've got a design agency called Forley, and we do colouring and potato stamping, so print-based design media. Yeah. That's us.
And in my part-time, my spare time, when I'm not looking after Rick, I've got an IT recruitment agency called Stream Search, and I recruit IT people for fintech clients in London mainly, and consultancies all around the UK. So IT recruitment.
IT recruitment.
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
Now, there's 2 of you here, but how many, I mean, tell those of you, where does this come from?
So there's 5 of us in
There's
total.
5, isn't there?
Yeah. There's myself, Richard, Ashley Pittman, and Gary Hansen, and then the honorary mucker, Ryan Coverts. Yeah. So Ash is the owner of Tunbridge Accident Repair Centre, who repairs cars.
He does.
Gary is the co-owner of A&A Metals in Tunbridge Wells, and they are a specialist in the procurement of non-ferrous metals. Yeah.
He's very good.
Yeah, I'm very good.
You should be sitting here.
I practiced.
I don't even understand
all the way in the car. I was reading my notes. No, I wasn't. And Ryan Coverts he's got 2 careers. He's an IT support person and a recruiter. He works with me as well. So
wow.
Yeah, and called MUCKAS because we're MUCKAS. We're mates.
You are MUCKAS.
Yeah.
You are. How long have you all been MUCKAS? How long have you all been mates? Without giving away your youthful looks.
Too long.
100 and...
Probably at least 20 years.
Yeah.
At least.
20 years, yeah.
And I'll let Rick interrupt, but we've done a lot during that period.
Yeah.
Most of it is adrenaline based.
I was just thinking that it started in the middle and still is around speed, competition and adrenaline.
Yeah.
And mixed in with a
bit of snowboarding.
Heady amount of snowboarding and alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all together, but yeah.
But in moderation, roughly at the same times. Not in the cars day.
Yeah.
Not in the. Thank you.
Very important.
That's very important. I'm glad you remembered that rule there, Matt.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. So you've done a lot of trips together, haven't you? You go away and do a lot together. So you mentioned snowboarding. You do a lot of boarding. What else do you do? Oh, you do some racing, don't you?
So
you do some racing.
Rick and I own a little track day racing car together.
Yeah.
So we've just spent a bit of time preparing it for this year's season of track days.
Brilliant.
So our first one's end of April, isn't it? So we pop it on the trailer, we take it up to Bedford, up to Snetterton, Brands Hatch, quite a lot of Brands Hatch, don't we?
Yeah.
And it's a racing car, but we don't race it competitively. We just go to track days and give it a good workout and
that sounds like fun.
Embarrass a few people, as you do.
Yeah, it's still competitive, obviously.
But as a wider group, myself, Rick, Ash, and Gogs, Gary, we go to Spain riding enduro bikes or racing in the UK, the enduro off-road bikes, basically.
Yeah.
And then Spain, we go out, if we went out in March on the motorbikes, we tag that on with a few days in Sierra Nevada snowboarding. And
very cool.
Yeah, just,
Well, the idea is, so really the downtime, when we want to time off the bikes, we just get up to the snow line to that level and then get on snowboards and do a couple of days in the snow, come back down to the snow line, get on the bike. So the whole thing works as a sort of 4 or 5 day
brilliant
adrenaline rush. It's good,
a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it is, and it is like you say, you're adrenaline junkies, and it's a great thing to do all together as well as mates, isn't it?
Exactly, and on a business front, our combined activities, the age we're at now, keeps the chiropractors in Tunbridge working business.
Ash has seen a chiropractor a few times.
And if you think he's joking, I know we say
really.
I'm not joking, because when we
do you have a group discount?
Yeah, totally. I think we've got our own chiropractors, haven't we? Somewhere?
Yeah. Well, Gogs I remember being introduced to the needles, to acupuncture. And
glad you clarified that, Rick.
Yes.
Acupuncture, not those needles. And Gogs has a lot to answer for, so it's in the thousands anyway, but I still go regularly now.
Really?
And when we were racing competitively, it was once a week just to get me straight, because I'm a bit broken from bike racing in my youth. So I just sort of gluing us and putting us together, keeping us straight really in our older years.
We just don't bounce as well as we used to. When you were younger, you could do anything, couldn't you? You're indestructible. And now it's just you still got that mentality, but it hurts.
Yeah.
And you break. And
it just takes longer to mend.
Oh,
that's the problem. Yeah. It just takes much longer to mend afterwards as well, I think.
So God knows why we got involved in this. It's just another thing to try and kill us.
I know. So when did you first sort of hear about the soapbox? How did you all come together and do that?
It would almost certainly be through Gary Jeffrey, I think, when I heard about it, because of course Gary and I, back in the industry, we used to work together. Yeah. Sort of supplier-client type relationship for a while. So Gary told me about it and I thought, that's a mad idea. And then he said, but we're actually going to get soapboxes and race them down the hill. And I said, okay, well, whatever, we're in. I think that's where I first heard about
Brilliant.
it. And it built from there.
I was living in Spain at the time. I think we were just about to come back. We'd spent the winter over there, and Rick had mentioned it, and we got a little group chat going, and it's kind of like, why not? And we didn't know at the time to what degree we had to build the chassis for our own cart or what we had to do. But irrespective, we were on board from.
You were. You've been at every single event. You've been there. When I've looked back over the old footage, there you are, sat there supporting. So thank you for that. And it's obviously paid off, because you've cleaned up, haven't you?
Bribed the right people.
They didn't bribe me.
No, I'm joking.
So tell us about your first cart. I know all this, but for people that are listening, tell us about the first cart build, the very first one.
Okay, so that would have been
the MUCKAS Pearl. Yeah.
The MUCKAS Pearl.
The MUCKAS Pearl. So that was our pirate ship.
Brilliant.
I
love that pirate ship.
It's great. It's great. And Rick, being the world's best designer, came up with the concept of doing it in the, what's the stuff called?
Well,
the
Fomex.
corrugated Fomex.
Yeah.
Did you do it in Fomex?
Yeah, light.
Very light. You see, you're on it.
Don't
You're
give
giving
away,
it.
don't
Yeah,
give away.
don't give away too many.
Yeah. So yeah,
We all
Foamex.
remember Tube Monkeys, Jay's
Yes.
coming down
Well,
the track.
to be fair,
Sorry, Jay, if you're listening, but
well,
it was a bit heavy.
Loved Jay and loved that cart.
It was
'Cause
amazing.
Their school of thought, we weren't sure after seeing theirs if we got it wrong. We were thinking actually weight, gravity, is it going to go quicker down the hill? And you know, it was a bit touch and go.
Yeah.
So we printed the Mucker Pearl design onto Foamex, and we all dressed up as pirates, didn't we?
You did all dress up as pirates. And you also ended up having to go in the lake, didn't you? You weren't.
I forgot about that. I've tried to. I'm still having therapy about that, Nicole. Thanks very much.
You weren't so keen on the vintage pedalos.
No, that was a really shocking idea.
That was a Gary
whoever came
Jeffrey
up with
idea that didn't stay the duration, bless him.
Not good for the back. Back to the physio on the Monday.
Oh, that was. I mean, so again,
For a competitive lot like you, that was frustrating.
Well, I'll tell you how bad that got. The weeks prior, myself and Ryan, who were the ones chosen to be in the pedalo, we were going down to Dunalden at lunchtime, renting pedalos and practicing.
Oh, I love you
And of
guys
course-
so much.
Timing.
We both cycle quite a lot, so we thought, well, our legs are strong. We've got this beat, right? And then we find out it's hand cranked. You put us in these silly little round things, and we've got to hand crank them.
They were so small. I remember when we went to collect them, Gary and I went to collect them, we went into this garage and they're just these tiny, they were tiny, weren't they? They literally were. You
Unstable.
they weren't stable at all.
Yeah, it's really bad. So
You've actually been better practicing with a washing up bowl on the floor and washing out like mugs, cutlery and stuff. You'd have probably done better.
Yeah, that was really bad. That was like I'm trying to, as I say, blank that out.
I think there were still people going round in the pedlos like days later, just still going round doing the race.
Probably still down there now.
They're probably still down there now.
Where they are.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win.
You're
So,
not.
yeah. So you. I mean, so we had. I mean, and that was great the first year, wasn't it? That was so exciting for the town and
it was
everything
great.
like that. And you raised. Obviously, we raised for Hospice in the Weald, and that's obviously a charity that's close to your hearts, isn't it?
It is very much.
So it's always been big on the charity build and everything like that. So what are you doing? Well, it's year 2. Let's go to year 2. Let's not miss out year 2.
Year two, Rick.
Year 2 was Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
That's
in the
it.
trusty DeLorean.
Which again was fabulous.
Fabulous.
Never thought we'd get to 88.
No.
Was this again your design? Was this again your design skill? Was this, is this your part of the job now? Is
I have
that
to say at this point, depending how many people watch this podcast, is that it's our design skill, but as all my designers will tell you, I'm a facilitator. I own the company. I don't do the colouring in. so my team of people behind me.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Yeah.
You got it.
it's the Queen's we? That's what everyone always says to me. I'm like the facilitator. I'm always
That's
like,
wrong.
we'll do this, and they're like, oh, will we?
Yes, exactly.
Will we?
Yes. Team
That means
family.
us, not you.
Someone's got to have the vision.
Yes.
That's
So,
it. My
yeah.
vision, and I'm the fat facilitator, I think is what the designers call me.
Brilliant.
So what we have done actually, going back to everybody's role,
Yeah.
We've stuck with the people's roles from the first one.
Okay.
And it worked. We won
Okay.
it. So Rick's the driver. He's
Yeah.
got, I've got to give Rick credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
He's incredible. And Ash is the co-driver.
Yeah.
And then Gary, myself and Ryan, we do the pushing.
Brilliant.
And dress wearing.
You in a dress.
Yeah, can we just...
Please,
Pause
let's
on that
talk
for a
about
bit.
the dress.
Yeah, we
Was
need
that
to.
is that why you chose Back to the Future for this?
Yeah, I mean,
did you not have enough skirt on in the pirate ship?
I didn't have a skirt on in the pirate ship.
Exactly, that's what I'm getting at, Matt.
Yeah. And it's on a weekend, and I only ever wear women's clothes on a weekend. So
Sorry, Alex, if you're watching this.
well, hers don't fit me. So I've got to go elsewhere, and that's normally eBay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no one else would do it. No one else will wear a dress, and as we all know, I don't take myself very seriously.
do
So I've no doubt I'll be wearing a dress this year as well.
Oh my God.
Not a spoiler alert, but
When you looked at me and said, "I've no doubt," that was like a request. Did you see that? I've no doubt I will be wearing a dress.
yeah.
Please.
Can I? So yeah, but the DeLorean was great, and we smashed it. It was
And then was it a different experience? But like, how was the experiences? Obviously, the event, I know, different years, different. I mean, we had rain the second year, and we had, but actually being in the carts, did it feel different? Because you've done it twice.
Yeah, did it feel different? I think it did because the course was different.
The course was harder, wasn't it?
The course was
Wasn't as
harder.
hard as it was the first time I put it together and smashed my face off.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
It was
I wasn't going to bring it up. As you
I'd
have.
It's fine, everyone
So,
knows,
yeah.
yes. Yeah, Matt was one of the first to see me
Oh,
from
yeah.
spitting my dummy out on the way up the
Oh,
hill.
Yeah, that wasn't good. That
Does
was
anyone
practice.
think-
Gary
It's
was trying to
easy.
calm me down, and I was like, "This is not funny. I've just smashed my face up."
Yeah. Well, as you know, Nicole, it's not as easy as perhaps it looks. You
No.
do have to hold on, and you do.
Yes.
There's only a small margin for error.
Yeah,
Well,
you
there's
discover.
a saying in racing: to finish first you've got to finish.
that's a very good saying.
Good saying.
Yeah.
It's one we live by, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So when you're racing down that track, is that? I mean, does the adrenaline start going? Are you like? Does it matter what you're racing? Are you just like?
It doesn't really matter what you're in.
Mm-hmm.
It's you're going to finish first. That's it. Nothing else matters.
Oh
Small
my
children,
God.
dogs.
Can you not get
Big
like?
children.
Could you not get a GoPro or something in it? I'd love to hear you and Ash's banter in the wouldn't you, going down?
Yeah, we could-
I can
we could
just
do.
imagine Ash going, "Go on!" Just
The thing is, though, he's so cool. He'd probably just be talking about the week.
Would he?
You know, like, oh yeah, what did you do yesterday? You know, oh, left turn. You know, chicane.
You got to stay calm. You got to stay calm, but it's all about being precise, isn't it?
Yeah. So how do you choose what you're going to race? I mean, I'm not saying, but I might know what you're possibly going to be doing this year.
Well, I think
It comes from you, Matt,
the
though,
cat.
mostly, doesn't it? You normally
Yeah.
pick
Oh,
up
you
on
the
ideas.
brains,
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
brains.
well, I go
And the
look
dresses.
I go look at what's available, what the options are,
Yeah.
and which ones have a dress involved in them, and then we choose it based on that. And,
I think we're getting somewhere here. It's like a little therapy
yeah,
session.
yeah. Well, we've cat's out the bag now, right? So let's just
It's not nuns on the run or anything's happening, is it?
No.
That's a good one, though, isn't it? You like that one?
I'll give you a clue. The place Bedrock might be involved in our theme this year.
Okay.
And, there might be a bit of yabba dabba doo being hollered
Yeah.
on the way down the track. He might be called Fred. I might be Wilma.
See, I like what you've done now, because now anyone listening, if they've got that, as you've got first in,
Yeah.
first dibs.
Well,
Yeah, that's it.
It is difficult to
Dibba
come up
dibba
with-
dab. See
it
what I
is-
did there?
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
the yabba dabba dib stabs.
Yeah.
And
Never do.
it's difficult to come up with an original theme.
Yeah, it
I mean,
is.
last year there were two Back to the Future themes in it.
there were.
So nobody had done the Flintstones. Let's just get it out there, the Flintstones.
Yeah.
Yet.
I know, it's funny actually no one has done that.
Yeah. But when you look at the carts,
Yeah.
they really do lend themselves.
Yeah.
It's quite an easy design to do on the cart.
It's actually if you looking. Sound like a car engineer now, but if you look at the actual chassis and the proportions,
Yeah.
it's more lent for that than anything we've done before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The muck-up or anything is not. So this actually really lends itself.
Costumes are easy. I'm not saying it's all about ease here, because obviously, we don't mind the challenge, but we're focused on just getting down there and winning it.
Yeah.
So as long as it looks cool in the process, we're good, right?
I can't wait to see the. What are you all going to wear then? I know what you're
Well,
going to wear. I know. But what's everyone else going to wear? I mean, all the costumes are going to be quite interesting, aren't they?
Well, it's going to be the Flintstones, I would imagine. I mean, we haven't had the meeting yet where we assign actual roles. But
I'm just thinking about this harder now. So I've got a loincloth and a
I know.
club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
that's Fred, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Or a
Barney,
dinosaur. Isn't there
I'm
a
not-
dinosaur
There's a
dog?
dinosaur in
Yeah,
it.
is it Dino? Is it something like that?
There's Bam Bam.
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam. Obviously,
Goggles could be Bam Bam chasing the car.
He'd make a good Bam Bam,
He would
actually.
make a very good Bam Bam. A used Bam Bam.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not a bad shout. You got obviously Wilma and Betty.
Yeah.
Betty.
Betty.
That's it.
That's Barney's wife, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
she
a
was
few
a sort,
options
wasn't
for
she?
dresses.
There's a lot of options.
I mean, I'll
there.
check out what each respective Wilma and Betty wear, and I'll go with the favourite one, couture.
Who's in charge of sort of costume? Do you get all the
It's
costumes?
going to be me as well. So I can stitch them right up if I want to.
Or get the shortest skirt, I think is actually.
Yeah, I might even shave my legs. But then actually, would they shave their legs back in, prehistoric Neanderthal man times? I'm not sure that would be available, would it? So you've got
we
to
can
be
be
again.
hairy women.
Yeah.
And also, your legs aren't going to go down through, please, the cart.
No.
You might have to sort of improvise. You could have some legs sort of
Fake
dragging.
ones.
Yeah. Fake ones down there.
Yeah. I'm not sure the health.
I'm
and
giving you
safety-
too many creative
Well,
ideas
good
now,
ideas,
aren't I?
Good ideas.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But that might slow you down if you had.
Well, drag.
Yeah.
Too much drag.
Exactly.
Drag. Drag.
Not-
Yes.
drag,
yeah.
Drag in drag.
So that's the theme.
That's exciting. And so money that you've raised.
Yeah.
How much have you raised on previous years? Because we know what we've collectively raised, but you guys have always raised a lot.
Yeah,
I hope we
I'll
won.
be honest with you, I hope you got
Close.
the numbers, because I think I remember last year I think we were around $2,500 when
Yeah,
by the
you
time
were.
it was
Yeah.
done. First year I don't think was quite as much, maybe one and a half.
You were definitely
something
over
like that.
1,000, definitely.
So again, we like to do our best in that regard, because that's why we're doing it.
Yeah.
We very much see this event as a platform for us to raise money for the hospice.
Yes.
So we will, I would imagine we'll be raising the same again, if not more. Please don't hold us to that, because you never know on the day. But
Listen, it's all about raising awareness for the charity as well, because like I've spoken to, a hospice as well. I'm always very competitive about how much money we're going to raise for them, and we've managed to collectively raise 53,000 across the 2 years, which is phenomenal. Yeah. But I always get really flustered. I'm like, what if we don't raise enough? And they all say, look, it's so good to just have the awareness around us and the community that they meet and the businesses. And it could well be then that businesses start to raise money for hospice going forwards or other charities. So I think it's as much about that as anything. And, we've all got reason why we choose charities that are close to our heart. And it's remembering people as well, isn't it? As much as anything, I think, for a lot of us. Yeah. So I think, it should be good. So how do you feel about schools racing this year?
Well, if they get in the way, we'll just go past them.
Schools, they've got insurance, haven't they? And children, they bounce well, unlike us. So
that's true.
It's all good.
They don't get injured quite as easily.
No, they don't.
They are coming down at slightly lower down entrance point. So I don't quite know how we'll be totally. Yeah, they're not going to start right at the top, because they are in year 9.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Year 9.
Year 9.
Surely that's old enough to start from the top, isn't it?
Could be your son. What school's he at?
At Scar.
Are
they?
Come on.
At Scar.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
And I've already spoke to Mr. Pittman on Friday and said, come on, Gigi, let's get her in, because
she's
Kent
more
College.
competitive than we are. So
I know.
That would be good.
Kent College,
I can see Gigi Harrison. This is not going to be good.
Hold on a minute.
Seriously, year 9s. Scar are doing it,
15, isn't it?
But year 9, they're as big as we are.
Look, now Matt's getting worried.
As far as I'm concerned.
I'm going to need to feed them. Gigi and Harry need some food.
They should be carrying a weight penalty.
Definitely.
100%.
So they get the same. They start.
They're going to have a slightly lower down the track start, because it is quite steep. But
you need the steep bit to get the speed up.
You do need. They will start with a steep bit, but I'm at the moment I'm figuring out exactly. And it's not going to be me that makes that decision. I'm just pointing out, Matt.
Clearly not going to be me either, is it?
I'll be talking to North Kent College about that decision, and a few other people that I'll be speaking to. But there'll be a slightly different entrance point. But I think, hopefully at the end we'll be able to put the winner of the main businesses and the winner of the school against each other on times.
Well, that could be interesting, couldn't it? Are you allowed to injure your own son? Anyway, we'll see.
That would be quite something though, wouldn't it? If you had your son racing and Ash had his daughter racing.
2 generations of the same racing family.
Yeah.
That'd be good. It's great. Seriously, it's great for the schools.
It is.
Awareness.
B,
for them to do something competitive is brilliant. And for the spectators, it's
it
another
is.
angle.
I would have loved.
Can you imagine anything better at school?
Well, when I was at school, I did A-level CDT, graphic design technology. Wow, big A-level. But I love tinkering with things like this.
Yeah.
If that would have been available back then.
Yeah.
100% would have been involved. Would have loved it.
They've actually with the schools, they actually had a prototype that was built for them because they are slightly different chassis to ours. So it's that's why we've got to be slightly different with it. We're not going to be exactly on par with your chassis. Okay. But they've had their own prototype. That every school has had the same prototype. So same process as we have with everyone having the same chassis. Yeah. And then they're going to build on those. So I think the schools are potentially building more than one each, and then they'll choose one from each school, but there's 7 schools. So,
brilliant.
Yeah, and Scar is one of them, and Kent College.
Like Lotus Engineering, they get to pick a chassis.
Yeah.
It's on. I mean, it's amazing. I think, like exactly like you said, that's what I said when the schools approached me and said about wanting to do it. I just thought I can't. You know, there was obviously after the last time when I had a little accident and it rained and I was a little bit downbeaten. I was like, I don't know if I can do this again. But then when the schools said, I was like, I can't not, because that is just an amazing, like, to build something, like you say, and then to experience being in it, seeing in it, and being at an event. That's like a dream, isn't it?
Well, we're a little bit older than those school children, and we still love it.
Yeah, look how excited we are about it.
Completely. I mean, literally like kids. You know, and you never know. You could start one of those kids or onto a career in motorsport,
absolutely,
or engineering, or whatever it may be.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we've got the schools, we've got Local and Live. We're going to be doing some music with us. We've got that happening. We've got lots of food and drink vendors, but it's really everything this year is going to be about the race. So it's pressure is on.
And I've got to ask, because sometimes you spring the odd curveball on us. Any curveballs heading our way with regards to the format of the day?
It's not at the moment. No? But I mean, if I suddenly get an influx of sponsorship, I may well throw something at a curveball. Yes,
right,
okay. We've got, and the Talking Tower. We've certainly got some fun things going on there. I did want to, at one point, actually want to give all the kids that came in water pistols. Right. I just wanted to give them water pistols to shoot water at you all as you went down, but I was told that's not very safe.
Okay.
Because it might make the track a bit slippy. But I thought it'd be great. Imagine being a kid and just, like when you go to theme parks and you shoot the people coming down on the water rafts. Yeah. I'd love that. So maybe I could think of something else, foam or...
Same thing, isn't it?
I mean,
or slippy.
I suppose, that's probably worse foam, isn't it? I still always just remember Steve O'Reilly's car. That's probably my best memory when those smoke.
And the roof came off, didn't it?
No, they put them on upside down. So when they pulled the wire to set the smoke up thing, the driver just got covered in it. Couldn't see where he was going. They sabotaged themselves. Yeah. Oh, only Steve could do that.
That was just so good.
The legend that is O'Reilly.
And then the roof did come off, didn't it?
Yeah.
What would you say have been your high moment and your low moment, as if there's any, but your high moment and your low moments from the soapbox in particular?
What's your high moment, Rick?
A high moment always is winning.
Yeah. So good answer.
A lot of high moments. Yeah. The low moment actually was on the last one where we actually clipped a bail because I hit the second ramp too fast. That's something to do with Gog's 88 mile an hour takeoff. Flux capacitor kicks in, and when we jumped, we clipped the bail, and I could hear Ashley tutting as I hit the thing. Took a bit of speed off, and we only just. It was a bad moment, but we won.
Yeah.
So.
Thank God.
Probably low.
My low moment was the paddling on the first one by hand. That's just cruelty.
You will always just be the peddler king. I've watched even the old sort of footage, and I'm sort of teasing you in the audience. Sorry, Matt.
I never tried so hard. Never tried so hard in my life, and I ached for days and could barely stand up straight. My back's so broken anyway. Just after that, I was like. And high moment, obviously winning. O'Reilly's car, just with the smoke and that's comedy. It's comedy.
It was comedy.
Pure comedy.
Yeah.
So I've got to say that's just for fun factor.
Yeah.
It looked good.
And especially when you know people, that's the lovely thing about doing it in your community, isn't it? When it's people that you know, it just brings an extra element of it.
And you think we're competitive. Compared to Stephen O'Reilly, we are nothing when it comes to competitive. I mean, currently he's not racing. He's out. He's not. No, I mean, maybe you've just beaten him down. This is a shout out to Stephen O'Reilly.
We'll put Tunbridge Wells Property Services in this now. Check them out. And
got to bring him in if you need some painting.
Well,
he's sponsoring, but he's not racing. I mean, maybe he's scared of losing.
I wonder, second time losing, he did have a tagline, and can you remember what it was? He had a tag, something about...
simply the best, isn't it?
Simply the best. And I got my designer team afterwards. The photograph was taken. We photoshopped it to simply second best and put it all over social. So perhaps that's finished him off. I don't know.
He'll be there. Come on, Steve.
Well, shout out to Steve now.
Yeah.
Any last minute advice for people that want to get involved, want to race, or just anything that you say to people about it?
Yeah, I think get involved. It's a fantastic day out. It's for a great cause. Just stay out of our way.
And also, I just want to add, actually, Nicole, and this is really for you, because some people don't appreciate the amount. Yes, they can come along, watch some carts go down the hill, or hopefully get involved and do it themselves. It's a brilliant day out. But the organisation around it is incredible, because I know from, 12 months before to the event of the day and afterwards, turning up the next day to help clear up, there's so much work that you guys have to put in. It's not a case of put some bells down and watch things go up and down the hill. So there's a lot of work goes into it, which makes it brilliant. So come and get involved.
Yeah, thank you.
Shout out to you guys for doing that.
Yeah, no, we love doing it. It's for me, it's a feel good thing. It's that's what we always say to people. It's every bit. Literally, the money that we raise in ticket sales and sponsorship is what facilitates the event. To let people raise money with the carts. The cart money goes all to the charities, but we need we do need the community to get behind us, buying tickets and sponsoring little things and getting there. And it's a good opportunity for businesses, because they can have track banners and things like that and get their business seen by lots of people. But I just do it because I like doing it. I love doing it, and I've met so many amazing people, and just all the relationships that I've formed through it it's been phenomenal. So,
but you put a lot of effort in, and I think that it can only work by you doing that, and you do that through the love of it. But put that
I might not be doing it when I'm 90. I might be like...
We'll still be racing. So
You'll still be racing.
You've got to be doing it.
Matt'll still be wearing a dress.
Yeah. Probably because that's what the carers are telling me to wear by that stage, I would imagine.
Oh, I could do some great carts, couldn't you then? You could do something fabulous.
Yeah, we could, like a little Zimmer frame or mobility scooter.
Yeah. You could definitely have a 10-year plan, I think, of things that you could do. You're making me want to build a cart now and do something, but I'm like, no, I'm not allowed to race. I'm definitely banned from the race. Well, I've got Gary to agree that he's definitely going in a cart, so I'm going to be shooting him. And Rosemary Schrager's going down in one. And
brilliant.
We'll be getting all sorts of people.
So Gary's in as Henry Paul again, is he?
I think so.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we'll do something crazy with that.
Got to.
Yeah. Well, listen, I can't wait to start seeing things on. Have you got your cart?
No.
You need to pick it up. We need to start seeing some stuff. Come on.
I spoke just the other day, Gary. Yeah, the designs in the offing and the graphics and things. We've just got to pick the cart up.
I like your socials when you start seeing bits of you all getting excited. And honestly, thank you so much for supporting it, because I know how important this is to you guys, but also thank you so much, because you have been... you've always been there, literally, and it means so much to me and my team to have people supporting us do it. So that's what it's all about. So let's just smash it, raising so much money this year. Literally, we've got to start raising money, raising awareness, and just have a great time. And you guys really can't lose. I mean, I'm not being biased here, but if you lose, it's going to be heartbreaking for you.
Where the one is to beat O'Reilly.
Come on, Stephen. If anyone thinks they can beat us, now's your chance.
It's a call for action if ever I heard one.
Come and have a go.
I might even at the end of this episode just do something with that music. Simply the best. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on. Can't wait to see you in June.
Yeah. Brilliant. Get on it.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.